Hey, what's up you guys, it's Amai here. That was really fast. I'm just really excited. Do you know why? Because today, we are filming my first part of my Dragon Age lore videos. This is just gonna be a welcome to Thedas type thing, you know, because there's so much that I want to get into. But right now I feel like we need a brief going over of everything. I got my notes here. So let's begin. Thedas is a continent in turmoil. To truly understand the world, you must look to its troubled people, the hard choices they have made, the nations they have built, and the bloody legacies they have and will probably leave behind. When there isn't a would-be empire threatening war, there's the Darkspawn, Scourge, roaring to the surface, threatening to kill everyone and anything in its path. Borders be damned. Then there's magic. Mages might not be able to choose their gift, but every nation has ways of controlling them. Some celebrate and foster the magic, as a skill, a craft to hone, but most violently suppress its use and dominates its users. Over the course of history, humans have warred with elves, the Qunari, and, most often, with each other. These myriad conflicts have shaped territories and generations of intolerance and oppression. While religion, be it belief in the Maker, the Qun, or any number of pantheons, elevated some societies to power and left others in ashes. The earliest known points of Thedas history are documented in partial texts and old stories that only hint at the reality of these ancient times. Dalish keepers and the dwarven shepherds speak of a Thedas entirely devoid of humans, a time when elves reigned over the land and dwarves ruled the underground. When humans came, everything is said to have changed. What peace may or may not have existed gave way to an all-out war, and humans nearly destroyed the elves with the rise of the Tevinter Imperium. The first human empire and its worship of the old gods spread across Thedas. The elves either fled to the far reaches of the continent, or were enslaved. The might of the Tevinter Magocracy. That's where I'm not even editing this because there's no way I will ever get that word right. Was unquestioned for generations until the Plague. Prevailing knowledge teaches that the unchecked power of the Tevinter mages, specifically for their attempt to touch the realm of the old gods, triggered this threat to all living things. This sin corrupted the magisters who entered the Fade, returning them to the waking world as the first Darkspawn. The old gods they met in the Fade were likewise cast out and locked away underground. The Darkspawn, twisted creatures of singular purpose, sought to unearth the trapped old gods. The first to wake was Dumat, who took the form of a blighted high dragon, known as an archdemon. He led the Darkspawn to the surface, taking an unspeakable toll on the dwarves before terrorizing the humans and elves. Dumat brought humanity on the brink of destruction before a newly formed order, known as the Grey Wardens, managed to defeat the archdemon and end his blight. The first blight, though, lasted 100 years, greatly weakening the Tevinter Imperium, when the prophet Andraste herself led an army of barbarians to attack from the south. The Imperium no longer had the strength to defend itself, and this is when Andraste proclaimed that magic must serve humanity rather than rule over it. A direct challenge to the Tevinter way of life. Rallying against the Imperial Magisters, Andraste called the old gods lies and blamed their worship for the blight. Her teachings spread quickly, and much of the Imperium crumbled before her armies. When Andraste herself burned at the stake, her martyrdom only fueled faith in the cult of the Maker. And then, here we enter the Divine Age. Another old god awoke, and a second blight began. Emperor Drekon of the new nation of Orlais became humanity's defender. As he pushed back the Darkspawn hordes with his armies, his own power grew, and within it, the influence of the chantry he created in the name of Andraste. Drekon enlisted mages who eventually formed the Circle of Magi. They harnessed their magic to smite the Darkspawn alongside the Grey Wardens, and they eventually killed the Archdemon, and the second blight was over before they even knew it. It was during these troubled times that the influence of the chantry spread and solidified across much of Thedas. The religious bodies, which preached Andraste's chant of light and worship of the Maker, became so powerful that even the Imperium converted, although they would later split to form the Imperial Chantry over differing interpretations of magic's role in society. But theirs isn't that bad about magic. Theirs is very pro-magic. It's just they put it in a higher place. Over the ages, though, 3 more blights ignited and threatened the surface world, only to be stopped with the aid from the Wardens. And between blights, the chasm between the Chantry and the Imperial Chantry led to a series of conflicts between Orlais and the Imperium. Their warring accomplished little for either. Power was then put aside, the landing of a mysterious new race who called themselves the Qunari. The Horn Giants, who follow a strange set of rigid ideas, sought to convert Thedas to their new way of life, under the Qun. They possessed superior technology and in a great war, cut into the heart of Thedas. Together, the human nations of Thedas pushed the Qunari back into the continent's fringes, forcing a fragile peace between the Chantry and the Qunari that had persisted for 2 ages. Only the Imperium would not relent, and tensions with the Qunari persist there. By the time the 5th Blight struck, in the early years of the Dragon Age, it had been generations since Thedas faced an archdemon. The warden ranks were considerably low, and pretty much failure. Somehow, 2 young wardens, Alistair and your warden, made it and killed the new archdemon and stopped the 5th Blight from spreading across all of Thedas. In the Free Marches and Orlais, tensions between the Searchable Magi and the Chantry, an arm of authority known as the Templars, were coming to a head. Shortly after the end of the 5th Blight, an apostate mage, Anders, destroyed the Chantry Temple in Kirkwall. Further unrest in the Arlesian capital of Valriol led to a battle in the city circle between Templars and high-ranking mages. When it was revealed that the Divine, head of the Chantry, had all but supported the mages in the conflict, many Templars and Seekers severed ties with the Chantry, spelling an uncertain future for all. And this, you guys, only scrapes the surface of this continent's long storied history. So yeah, short video. This is just getting into things. This was brief, you guys. If you have any questions, message me. I have a helpful Dragon Age Welcome to Thedas Volume 1 that I can more than gladly look in and just fact check. I can also Google it, because I know some things in the book that I have over there isn't 100% fact, because people make mistakes. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow my social media down below, and have a Gucci day.